Life is a whirlwind of unexpected moments, each one pulling at the heartstrings. That evening, as I sat alone in the tiny hotel room with Martin, a whirlwind of emotions swirled within me. With Samuel away in another city for months, the tension in my heart has grown unbearable. I missed him deeply, but it was more than just his absence that ached within me. It was his indifference, the way he turned away, that cut deeper than anything else. Lonely nights gnawed at my heart, leaving me yearning for something I couldn't quite grasp. But how could I have anticipated that asking my stepson Martin to take me to see Dad would lead to us being trapped in a small hotel room, just the two of us, with only one bed between us? My heart raced, unaware of the storm that was about to unfold. Let me share with you the story from the start. Every fleeting moment that changed everything. Believe me, the conclusion of this tale will take your breath away in ways you never imagined. That morning, as I stepped out of the house, I caught a fleeting reflection of myself in the mirror. I was on edge, but there was a spark that made me feel alive. Even in the wake of Samuel's departure, a flicker of desire burned within me, reminding me that I was still alive. Yet, even those emotions fell short, leaving a void that craved something more. In the kitchen, as Martin savored his last bite of breakfast, I whispered his name from the shadows, my heart racing with the thrill of our secret. As summer fades, college looms ahead. But there's something more pressing: you're driving. It feels like a small, necessary step, yet it carries a weight of urgency, a hint of something unspoken between us. Just take me to your dad, please. He glanced up at me, that familiar mischievous smile playing on his lips, igniting a spark of something unspoken between us. Martin had a charm that drew you in, his laughter like a secret shared between two. Yet, beneath that playful exterior, there was a hint of mischief that made your heart race, a thrill that felt just a little too dangerous. Okay, stepmom, he said with a playful smirk, but there's one thing I need. Tell Dad to get me a better car for the summer. We'll talk about it, I said, my voice trembling with urgency as I pushed him away. Inside, my heart whispered, let's just escape this moment together. But I had no idea the journey would take such an unexpected turn. 2 hours on the road, and the air between us crackled with unspoken tension. In the back seat, I scrolled through my phone, trying to ignore the warmth spreading through me as Martin's laughter filled the air. He hummed to a tune, tossing out silly jokes that only he found funny, and yet I couldn't help but smile at the sound of his joy, even if it felt a little too close for comfort. In an instant, the car let out a dreadful hiss, a final breath before it fell silent forever. What's going on? Text, I inquired, my voice trembling with barely contained anxiety. Text, I think the car broke down, Martin muttered, pulling over to the side of the road, his frustration palpable in the air between us. There we were, lost in a world that felt like it was just ours, hidden away from everything else. The signal on my phone flickered like a dying ember, and the silence around me felt heavy, as if the world had conspired to leave me alone. For 2 hours we fought, voices rising, hearts racing, as we called every mechanic we could find, desperate to mend what felt irreparable. At last, we had to confront the undeniable truth. There was no choice but to seek refuge in the nearest motel, a place where secrets lingered in the shadows. At the motel reception, I watched Martin speak with the guy at the desk, my heart racing with a mix of frustration and longing as I stood just behind him. If Samuel finds out, it will shatter everything, I feared. Yet, in that fleeting moment, it felt as if nothing else truly mattered. In my heart, I felt it. Tonight held the power to shift everything between us. Before this tale unfolds into something even more intense, don't forget to subscribe and turn on those notifications. Believe me, you won't want to let this slip away. In the end, all I long for is your unwavering support. Overflowing with whispers and stolen glances. As we stepped into the room and the door creaked open, my heart sank, shattering all the hopes I had clung to. The space was cramped, a suffocating cocoon where every breath felt charged with unspoken desire. One bed, one nightstand, a dim flickering light casting shadows that whispered secrets of longing. The ceiling loomed overhead, the air heavy and stale, and the lone window offered only a view of the mundane parking lot below. This is it, I whispered, my heart heavy with longing. Martin slipped in behind me, his laughter a soft echo that sent a shiver down my spine. Did you really think it would be perfect, like a dream? Just one night, stepmom. Let's not think about the consequences. That playful lilt in their voice, that familiar, dangerous smile. It drove me wild, yet ignited a flame within me that I couldn't quite understand. As much as I tried to push the thought away, the idea of being alone with Martin tonight sent a flutter through my chest that I couldn't ignore. Martin slipped in behind me, his laughter a soft echo that sent a thrill through the air. Did you really think it would be perfect like a dream? We only have tonight. Take a breath, my secret. His teasing tone, laced with mischief, and that cheeky grin ignited a fire of frustration within me. Yet, I couldn't deny the way Martin's carefree, laid-back attitude tugged at something deep within me. Being near him, though I'd never confess it, ignited a thrill within me, a rush of feelings I couldn't quite grasp. This heat is unbearable, I murmured, my fingers tracing the nape of my neck. I feel like I'm on the edge, teetering between reality and something more intoxicating. A shower might just be the escape I need before I lose myself completely. Of course, Martin replied softly, collapsing onto the bed, his heart racing as he lay there, staring at the ceiling. This is your realm, Anna. Do whatever it takes to find your place here, even if it feels a little wrong. My eyes met his for just a fleeting moment. His lean-toned body paired with the hint of boyishness in his features created an irresistible allure that felt both thrilling and dangerous. But I desperately fought to banish the thought from my mind. He was Samuel's son, my stepson, and yet my heart raced at the thought of him. I slipped into the bathroom, closing the door softly, as if sealing away the world outside. For a fleeting moment I found myself lost in the depths of my reflection, a bittersweet ache stirring within me. Even with my hair clinging to my skin from the sweltering heat, there was a spark of allure that I couldn't deny. The spark lingered, a secret flame in the shadows. As the water cascaded down, I surrendered to its embrace, yearning for it to cleanse the tangled emotions swirling within me. At 57, I reminded myself that Martin was no longer a boy, yet the ache in my heart whispered otherwise. He's 21, on the brink of a new chapter, and yet here we are, confined in this small hotel room for just a few days, the air thick with unspoken tension. The thought sent a shiver down my spine, a mix of thrill and unease that I couldn't put into words. Samuel lingered in my thoughts, a bittersweet ache I couldn't shake. Samuel, I had a secret I longed to share with you. I longed to be near you, to share those fleeting moments together. But now I'm here, trapped in this hotel room with your son, and my heart is a whirlwind of confusion. The steam enveloped the small bathroom, a warm cocoon that soothed my body while my heart raced with unspoken desires. Martin's grin, his carefree spirit, ignited a flutter of feelings within me that I never anticipated. As the water cascaded around me, I felt a flicker of something forbidden, a change that stirred my heart in ways I couldn't yet understand. Later, I found myself drawn downstairs for dinner, hoping to quiet the whirlwind of thoughts in my mind. I slipped into a delicate, airy dress. It was perfect for the heat, yet it wrapped around me like a secret, easing my heart in ways I never expected. I was desperate to dispel the electric tension that hung between us. The hotel restaurant had a warmth that wrapped around them, its simplicity inviting yet tinged with an unspoken tension, perfect for stolen moments in a world too large for their secret. I chose a delicate meal and a glass of wine, yearning for a moment of solace amidst the chaos. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a warm glow as the streetlights outside the hotel flickered to life, illuminating the night with a gentle, almost secretive light. Sitting there, my thoughts kept drifting to the room above, where everything felt so close yet so out of reach. I couldn't help but think about Martin and what he might be doing at this very moment. Someone as restless and vibrant as he was surely felt the weight of confinement in that small room, yearning for freedom and the thrill of the unknown. Yet, there was something about his laid-back demeanor, so natural and untroubled, that stirred a wild longing within me, an ache I couldn't fully articulate. As the last drop of wine slipped away, I cast one last lingering look at my plate before ascending the stairs, each step heavy with unspoken longing. As I stepped into the room, an eerie silence enveloped me. I opened the door, and the sight that met my eyes stole my breath away, igniting a rush of emotions I dared not acknowledge. Martin emerged from the shower, the steam still clinging to him as he collapsed onto the bed, wrapped in a robe, lost in a world of dreams. His robe hung loosely, teasingly, exposing the contours of his fit physique. His damp hair brushed against his forehead, and a soft, secretive smile played on his lips, as if he were lost in a forbidden dream. My heart raced wildly. I never imagined I would find myself in such a moment. For a heartbeat I lingered by the door, caught in a moment of uncertainty. Within me a whirlwind of feelings stirred, each one more intense than the last. Shame washed over me, yet his gaze held me captive. "Anna, what are you doing here?" "He's the son of Samuel." I chastised myself in silence, yet my gaze lingered, captivated by the way his robe had fallen just a little too far. What I saw ignited a forbidden warmth within me. The cramped space intensified the tension between them. There was no other choice. It was a choice between the warmth of his side or the cold solitude of the chair, and the heart knew what it wanted. In this sweltering moment, the idea of finding a seat felt like a distant dream, almost out of reach. I entered the room quietly, the sound of Martin's calm, steady breaths wrapping around me like a secret. I inhaled sharply, my heart racing as the turmoil within me clouded my thoughts, leaving me lost in a whirlwind of emotions. I needed to gather my shattered pieces. "All right, Anna," I whispered softly to myself. "Just a fleeting moment, nothing beyond this. This is just a fleeting moment." I thought I could bring a spark to Samuel's day, but now I find myself trapped in this moment, longing for what could have been. Stay grounded. Hold on tight. I stepped closer to the bed, my heart racing as I gazed at Martin. His innocent expression twisted my heart, deepening the chaos in my mind. I perched on the edge of the bed, heart racing, lost in thoughts of how I would survive the night ahead. In the stillness of the night, a gentle whisper stirred me from my dreams. I cracked my eyes open, just enough to take in the shadows that danced around me. I caught Martin moving restlessly on the bed. He looked dazed, fingers tangled in his hair, a soft scratch at his scalp revealing a hint of vulnerability. I caught myself stealing glances at him, my eyelids heavy, feigning sleep while my heart raced with the thrill of the moment. Inside, my heart raced with a wild intensity, a storm of emotions brewing beneath the surface. In that moment, his gaze pierced through me, igniting a spark that felt both thrilling and wrong. My heart raced with a mix of excitement and fear. His gaze lingered on me, electric and undeniable. I fought to hold onto my facade, keeping my eyes heavy and my body still, yet inside, a whirlwind of excitement surged through me. Released the grip of his robe, letting the fabric fall away. As it fell away, the robe cascaded from his shoulders, unveiling the allure of his sculpted form. The subtle shift of his muscles ignited a warmth within me, stirring something I knew I shouldn't feel. I was powerless to resist. In that fleeting moment, my heart whispered two truths I dared not acknowledge. I felt swept away, powerless against the tide of emotions, and deep down, a part of me craved to let it all unfold. Martin hesitated as he reached for the shorts, a rush of memories flooding back, each thread whispering secrets of stolen moments and unspoken desires. He kept stealing glances in my direction, as if searching for a sign that I was aware of his presence. His gaze ignited a thrill within me, a spark of something we both knew we shouldn't feel. I fought to keep my feelings hidden, yet the intensity of the moment swept me away completely. Once he slipped into his shorts, the warmth of the bed felt distant, and he never returned. Instead, he settled into the chair in the corner, his gaze fixed on me, an unspoken tension hanging in the air. The weight of their gaze sent shivers down my spine, igniting a fire within me that I couldn't quite understand. I lay there, eyes closed, feigning slumber, but deep down, I knew this charade couldn't last forever. At last, the weight of my feelings became unbearable, and I found myself sitting up, heart racing. When my gaze locked with Martin's, I fought to keep my voice steady as I confessed, my heart racing. "You're making me feel so alive. Martin, my heart races at the mere thought of you." In the shadows where our glances meet, a spark ignites, a connection we dare not fully explore. Each moment feels stolen, yet so achingly real. The world fades away, leaving just us, caught in this delicate dance of longing and desire. The weight of those words lingered, electric and unspoken. In that fleeting instant, I realized everything had changed forever. Martin's gaze lingered for just a heartbeat, then he inhaled sharply, his voice trembling as he began to share his truth. "I don't know, Anna," he murmured, his voice barely above a whisper, yet unwavering. "We've been sharing this space for some time now, ever since my dad left. It's complicated, yet there's an undeniable spark between us. Every moment we share pulls me deeper into a whirlwind of feelings I never expected. There are moments when my heart betrays me, revealing the deep admiration I hold for you, even when I know I shouldn't. In this moment, it's as if I've stepped into a dream, one that whispers secrets of longing and desire. His words took me by surprise, igniting a spark deep within me. Martin's gaze lingered, a fierce honesty and burning passion that ensnared my heart, leaving me breathless and yearning for more. I have to rise with the dawn to mend the car, a task that feels heavier than it should. He continued, his voice trembling as if he were pleading with his own heart. Yet his eyes held mine unwavering, filled with a longing that felt both thrilling and dangerous. But in this moment I find myself utterly captivated by you, Anna. My heart races in a way I never knew was possible. My heart raced with a mix of thrill and fear. In that fleeting moment I found myself at the edge of the bed, sinking into the chair that faced him, heart racing with unspoken words. Our gazes intertwined, a spark igniting between us. The connection we shared crackled in the air, a silent language that spoke volumes. We lingered in silence, the air thick with unspoken words, before I leaned in just a bit, my lips parting as I locked my gaze onto his. Martin, I said softly, my voice laced with a mix of longing and uncertainty. Are we truly on the same page? Martin's gaze lingered, as if he yearned to savor this moment with emotions instead of spoken words. His silence spoke volumes, and the intensity in his gaze revealed everything we dared not say. In that moment, I understood we had crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. As I gazed into his eyes, a rush of bravery and forbidden longing ignited within me. The blend of uncertainty and desire in his gaze drew me in deeper. With a shaky breath I began to speak once more, my voice trembling yet resolute, capturing his undivided gaze. As I stepped into the room, I found you lost in dreams. Your robe hung slightly ajar, and I found myself unable to look away from you. It touched my heart in ways I never anticipated. We can't escape what we feel inside. We both feel it, don't we? As my words lingered, I stepped closer, heart racing, and rose to my feet, caught in the moment. His gaze lingered on me, heart racing with every step I took. My heart raced with a thrill I knew I shouldn't feel. I stood there, heart racing, battling the storm of emotions swirling within me. The cool air caressed my skin, intensifying the fire that raged within me. The gaze he held was electric, a silent confession of feelings that dared not speak their name. A jolt of unexpected desire, a gaze filled with longing, and an attraction that felt dangerously irresistible. The silence wrapped around us, a secret connection, our breaths mingling as we held each other's gaze, lost in the moment. With a trembling heart, I edged closer to him. Now, I whispered, let's find out if we're truly on the same page. Martin's gaze held mine, a smoldering intensity that ignited something deep within me. In an instant he rose, his eyes locked onto mine, and flicked on the room light. The soft glow enveloped the room as he stepped closer, his hand lingering on the lock. My heart raced with a mix of thrill and fear. In that instant time seemed to stand still, as if nothing else existed but the two of us, caught in a moment that felt both exhilarating and wrong. As he moved closer, my heart raced, caught in a whirlwind of longing and fear. He looked into my eyes, searching for something unspoken, fully aware of the magnetic tension that lingered between us. As he drew near, his hand settled on my waist, and the warmth of his touch sent shivers coursing through my body, igniting a fire I knew we shouldn't be playing with. In silence he drew closer, his gaze lingering on my lips, igniting a spark of something unspoken between us. I couldn't bring myself to say a word. I just couldn't. It all unfolded so effortlessly, as if destiny had woven our paths together in secret. As his lips brushed against mine, the weight of the world slipped away, leaving only the thrill of the moment. His kiss lingered, a gentle exploration that ignited a fire deep within. My hands found their way to his shoulders, drawn by the warmth and strength that enveloped me. In that fleeting moment, the world around us faded, and all that remained was the intoxicating closeness of our breaths intertwining. In that instant, everything we had kept hidden ignited, a rush of feelings too intense to contain. His presence stirred a longing deep within me, a bittersweet ache that whispered of the solitude I had known for far too long. I collapsed onto the bed, my body weary, yet my thoughts were a whirlwind of longing and desire. My breath hitched, a flutter of unspoken feelings lingering in the air. My foot grazed the soft fabric of the dress, abandoned on the floor. A whisper of what could have been. Martin's gaze lingered on me, a silent intensity that sent shivers down my spine. A heartbeat later, he leaned down, retrieving the dress, his fingers grazing the spot where my foot had just lingered. Even that simple action ignited a fire within me. As he grasped the dress for just a moment, I caught a glimpse of uncertainty in his eyes. With a heavy heart, he pushed the dress away, his resolve taking its place. He lingered on the edge of the bed, a storm of emotions flickering in his eyes. As he drew nearer, his gaze revealed a whirlwind of emotions, a tantalizing mix of thrill and undeniable pull. As I lay on the other side of the bed, the warmth of Martin's presence enveloped me, stirring something deep within that felt both thrilling and wrong. My heart raced wildly, each breath a desperate whisper in the shadows. As he leaned in closer, I felt the air around us thicken, the space that once separated us fading into nothingness. It felt like the world was on the edge, teetering between desire and consequence. There was no turning back now. In that instant, a rush of emotion surged within me, impossible to contain. It was a bittersweet ache that thrilled me to my core. I gazed at the ceiling, and there he was, Martin's face, hauntingly close yet impossibly distant. My heart raced as I watched him push his hair back from his forehead, a simple gesture that felt charged with unspoken longing. His eyes held a depth of emotion that spoke volumes, revealing what Martin truly felt. He was flushed, a thrill coursing through him, and an undeniable joy lighting up his eyes. His fervor was palpable, and the sight of him breathless stirred something deep within me. Martin ignited a whirlwind of feelings within me, and in that moment, I was almost grateful for the car's breakdown. "This hotel. I'll never forget it," Martin whispered, his voice quivering, each word a weighty breath caught in his chest. His gaze held mine captive, yet I could see the tremor in his hands. His body was taut, every muscle coiled with a mix of longing and restraint, each movement deliberate, as if he were cradling a fleeting moment that dared not linger. "I can't let him sell the car," he whispered, a hint of desperation in his voice. He fell beside me, eyes shut, silence enveloping us as he sought to steady his breath. I felt utterly drained, my voice lost in the weight of unspoken feelings. As I lay there, the weight of the world pressed down on me, pulling me into a deep slumber I never intended to find. My heart ached, heavy with unspoken feelings, and I surrendered to the darkness, unaware of how I had slipped away. The next morning Martin came back, the car repaired, his eyes holding a secret. He said we had to pick up Samuel and drive to the city, but something in the air felt charged, as if we were crossing an unspoken line. As we drove along, a whirlwind of regret and longing swirled within me, yet an undeniable thrill pulsed through my veins. As I gazed at Martin, his eyes held a magnetic pull, his every move igniting a fire within me that felt both thrilling and wrong. Everything felt so tangled, and yet the uncertainty of what lay ahead sent shivers down my spine. The thrill of the moment clashed with the whirlwind of thoughts in my head. There was only one truth I clung to. This journey would be the turning point where everything shifted forever. If you've come this far, I can feel the thrill of my story pulling at your heart. Don't let this moment slip away. Follow along, turn on those notifications, and share your thoughts about this story that tugs at the heartstrings. I long to know what you feel.